like if Brandi at 30 was like, I'm gonna paint a picture of the perfect man for me. I'm gonna be honest, it don't look like you. Like, not just physical. I mean, listen, y'all know I don't know no other way to be.
Oh Lord!
But it would have been so wrong for me. It would have been so wrong for me. Listen, what I needed was my soul to speak up and say, "That's your husband." And it took, 2 weeks for me to be like, you need to get a new car because we got a big family. Listen. I love everything about you. Every single thing about you.
Yeah.
And I've learned now that when I think with my head and what I want, it's always going to end up trash because I don't know what's good for me. But when I listen to my soul, when I listen to God and the Holy Spirit and the unctions that I know that I feel, the stuff that I know concretely is real and has never led me astray, it's always going to lead me to you. I knew it back then, and now I know it now.
I don't know how to follow that up.
You can't.
I was really trying to like keep it.
All I want is you, baby. All I want. All I want, all I want is you, baby. More than I need, what you want, girl, it's yours. Give me your feelings, I just can't ignore. 'Cause all I want is you, baby. Yeah. Give me your time, all your love, I've been patient.
You know what I'm saying? You ready, Brandi? You ready?
What is it? What is that?
Huh?
What is that?
It's just allow me to reintroduce myself. We are what? They never told us. The podcast is the coldest. Brandi and old Russ. You ain't feeling that?
Yeah, no.
Huh? Not at all?
Nah.
I don't got bars? I'm about to go in there. The day is 2/22/22, and we are back with season 2. What the world gonna do? Ooh. It's Brandi and Russell. I got big muscles. I hustle. You don't want to tussle like, Nothing? What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Russell the Fourth.
Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Brandi.
And welcome to season 2, officially the first episode of season 2 of the What They Never Told Us podcast. Let's go. I hope this is a clap button. Woo!
As you can see, nothing has changed. The setup is different.
Setup is different.
Same attitude. Russell's still extra.
I just feel like starting off season 2, we had to come in with a bang. You feel me?
I don't feel you, but
You're going to kick yourself in the butt. You're going to kick yourself in the butt for starting off season 2 on your phone.
I didn't know you were officially jumping into it.
I definitely snuck it. Let me put
But anyways, we're back. It is season 2, the season of double. Like, this is hitting y'all on 2/22/22. I had to get that right.
On a Tuesday.
It's
officially Tuesday.
We're calling it the season of the double up.
That part.
Everything's bigger, better. As you can see, look at our setup.
Different setup.
Come on.
Different setup.
We took it up a notch for y'all.
Definitely took it up a notch. If you're listening via streaming platforms, hit the YouTube. See what's going on with us. We upgraded just a little bit.
Just so you know what we're talking about. I know some people don't like the visual with the audio, but just pop on over to
just
R&B
so
Forever.
Just
so you can see how we upgraded.
100%. And you might be new to us. So just as like a quick follow up to how we ended last season, and also to kind of segue into some new stuff that's going on. Number one, if you didn't check out the season recap, me and Brandi are officially engaged. Give it.
He liked it, so he decided to put a ring on it. Hey.
Okay. Now you want to rap. I had a whole beat going, and now you want to. Come on.
Rapping. I was singing.
Come on. You could. Anyway.
Anyways, we're engaged.
We are officially engaged, and it was something that I thought would be dope to share with you guys, our What They Never Told Us family.
Yeah, not something I expected at all. I mean, obviously we had talked about getting married. I expected him to propose. If you guys listened to any of the last season,
especially the last episode,
there were a few nudgings, just poking his brain, trying to see where he was at. And we talked about like the style in which we wanted to get engaged. Like he asked me, do I want a lot of people there? Do I want it to be intimate? And I think he found the perfect way of bridging what I wanted, which is something private and intimate between us, in a way to share that with y'all. So I was totally surprised. You can watch the video on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram. Yeah. It's not on YouTube. And see just how stunned I was. Like literally had to remind myself to breathe. Like, okay, you supposed to do something right here. But pleasantly surprised nonetheless. And ladies, I'm gonna just let y'all know, if he don't come with a ring like them,
okay, nope. Don't you deceive the people. If he come with a ring at all,
I don't really love you.
Okay, all right. You calm down. How about that? Okay.
I'm just playing, but he did good. Like, I'm not a jewelry person at all. I did not want a big ring. You did good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Look, whole time she's trying to find a way to communicate to me prior to the engagement that she was worried. Nah, look, she gonna tell me, babe, I had a dream. I had this dream. And you gave me the ugliest ring ever. She said it had like a Velcro tip, and you could switch out the type of stone that was on it. And it was like,
first of all, you can switch out the band, not the stone.
You can switch out the band and have a different band to go with your stone. And the whole time, now mind you, when she's telling me this, I already got the ring, and I know I killed it. I'm just like, oh, for real? Okay. She dropped hints. Hey, did you go? She tried to tell me where to go get the ring. I heard they like what was the jewelry store I was going
ladies,
out? No. Don't step on my story. Let me get this off.
I'm not, but I did. Like, I was considerate of his pockets. You know what I'm
Hold
saying?
on, wait. What was the name of the store that was going out?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
There was a jewelry store that was going out of business. She gonna tell me, you know what's crazy? There's a jewelry store going out of business. That's how I heard it.
So exaggerated.
That's how I heard it in my head. There's a jewelry store that's going crazy. It's like going out of business. Like, I don't know if you just want to swing by or whatever. I'm like, okay. Whole time.
First of all, my son wanted a chain. So that's why I mentioned it. And literally,
she didn't say nothing about no chain. She told me to go look at rings.
I did not.
And then look, and I know her. She's meticulous. She's detail oriented. She waited about a week before she followed up with me. Hey, like it just kind of crossed me like, did you happen to go by
We literally drove by a jewelry store, and it reminded me that I had told him about that because I just wanted to check the prices. My son wanted a chain.
Oh, for sure.
Anyway, we're engaged. It happened. It's done, and we are like 60 days away from getting married.
We are about less than that, probably.
Yeah, probably
less than 60 days because we're good in February. It's just after March. That's it. Yo, so exciting things happening. I'm really excited I've given y'all enough mush. I'm a thug this season. I promise y'all.
All lies. He was crying right before the show.
Yo, what are you? We gonna get into that. Pace yourself, queen. Okay, pace yourself. Anyway, so we're excited about it. I'm super excited to be this woman's husband. It's something that like.
It's a vibe. Like,
it's been a long time coming. Nah, I'm not doing this with you. Anyway, so the reason why we brought the proposal, and she did mention that we had posted it on a couple of our platforms that we're part of. A big part of our brand is just loving out loud, as we call it, right? Where we open up our lives so y'all can see the chemistry, the dynamic between me and Brandi, and hopefully that plants some seeds and creates community around just healthy love. Because we putting the work in. We're really putting the work in to make this thing work, and we want to open that up. So we posted on all of our platforms. One platform in particular, TikTok. We posted on TikTok, and I think the first day I did it, normal engagement with our like immediate circle on TikTok. And 2 days later, I just started.
Oh, well, go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off. Go ahead.
I start seeing a bunch of follow notifications on Instagram, on IG. So I'm like, I'm asking her like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, have you noticed like we're getting a lot of follows on IG? And most of our followers at that time were people we were connected to on some level. Yeah. Maybe we were friends on social media. Maybe they were a friend of a friend, somebody we knew by the way. Maybe they were in our area. Okay, but these people were from, please do not manage my verbals, okay? Chill. I'm not doing this with you this season, okay? You fall all the way back and let me talk how I want to talk.
Yes, King.
See, you trying to expedite. You done made me squirrel and go down a whole different street. Anyways, so we're like, yo, I don't know these people. You know these people? Right? And take it away.
So, yeah. And you know me, if y'all haven't gotten a grasp of it yet, I'm super spiritual. So I was like, oh, baby, this guy, like he told us all, like this was going to happen. The platform is just growing, you know. So I'm chalking it up to like Holy Spirit done touched all y'all hearts and told y'all to follow us on Instagram. Yeah. Period. But it was probably another day later, I started getting TikTok notifications. And I hadn't posted anything on TikTok. I didn't even know that he had posted it on TikTok. So I hop on TikTok and I get on there, and soon as before the page even refreshes, like the heart's down there and it's like 99 new notifications. Yeah. So I was like, babe, have you been on TikTok? And he's like, no. And hop on and officially see that at that time it was like 4,000 likes. We had gained several followers. Like when we started that TikTok, I think we were hovering right around 23, 25 followers. Facts. So seeing it at 200 was like, whoa, yo, like what's going on? What happened? And then the comments started flooding in. And I think more than the likes, it was the comments that got me. Yeah. So right now we're at probably about 40-something thousand likes. I mean, I can't even tell you how many views.
90,000 views, something like that.
The comment section blew up. I spent days in the comments responding to everybody that I could, because the one thing that we had prayed about was actually coming to fruition. And it was people hearing him pour his heart out to me, seeing my reaction to it, and recognizing that, yo, this is real, this is dope, and it can happen for me.
And I promise you, if you don't follow us on TikTok, I need you to go to TikTok and go to this post. I think this is the world record. Come on now. Yeah. I think this is world record.
Just wanted to make a cameo.
World record for the most positive posts on the internet. Usually there's like one or two negative comments. That is like, very true. He probably still blah, blah, blah. You know, somebody be like, man, will do all this and still cheat. Something like that. There is not one negative
and not
comment.
Because we deleted it or blocked the person.
It just hasn't happened. It's people legitimately feeling the genuineness and responding to it. So a couple dope things happened because of TikTok, right? Number one, now mind you, when we posted that was the end of season 1.
Yeah.
That was the season wrap. We wrapped up the season showing the world our love and professing our feelings for one another. But after the season, our numbers on the podcast blew up. I mean, probably the highest number since the first episode after the season. And I don't mean just went back and watched one episode. They watched almost all. They
The
went
whole
back in
season.
this whole season. So number one, if you are part of our new tribe, if you some of the new people that have joined the community, welcome.
Hey y'all.
What's up? Welcome.
First of all, that was the corniest thing I could have ever did. But
Say hey, y'all.
No, I said hey y'all.
Not the deuces, not the peace.
Like back in
Okay.
like 7th grade.
Now I'm with it. Stand by it. Be confident in it. Deuces.
But welcome.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here, yo. Like, number one, if you have went back, listen to the episode, you kind of got a good idea of our flow and kind of what our brand is about. But if you just popped in and you was waiting on season 2 to start, yo, we gonna have a blast this season. I promise you that. Like, we have so much stuff we want to unearth and dig into and lean into, and we're trying to contain ourselves because this is just supposed to be the intro. We're going to chop it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's the first episode, so we not trying to get too heavy, but it's a lot of exciting things happening.
Yeah. And I think that more than anything, seeing that there's reach, right?
Yeah.
So we were perfectly content with it just being our circle of friends and maybe their friends and just building a sense of community around that. But the fact that we are not only out of Michigan now, we're out of the country.
Yeah.
Like, that's just amazing. So wherever you're from, however you got here, we're happy that you're here. We hope that you stick around with us. We do a Facebook Live every Wednesday after our episode airs on Tuesday.
In this season, YouTube now as well.
Yes.
So if you follow us,
come on over, kick it with us. That's where we really interact with you all. We take questions. We ask y'all questions. Like, it's a whole bunch of fun.
Yeah.
If nothing else, come to laugh and have a good time. Meet some of our crazy family because they be all up and through the comments on the live section.
Yeah, the podcast is the foundation, but the live is the heart and soul of what we do because this is not like a soapbox podcast. You know, we're not even married yet. I don't think there's an amount of experience I could have that would make me jump on here and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. That's not what this community is about. There's a lot of times if you were here on season 1, there was a lot of stuff that we was actively working through.
Yes.
During the episodes, like, yo, so when you said this, I felt like this. Well, that's not what I meant. Like, we work through stuff on this platform, and it's on the lives where y'all engage with us. There have been times where some of the tribe and some of the community was helping me work through stuff. So this is a community. If you have not yet or have not had the opportunity to, this season, you would be remiss if you miss the live. So that's happening on Facebook, YouTube, 8:30-ish every Wednesday. New episodes of the podcast drop every Tuesday. Okay, so quick plug.
Now, we say but we did mention in the beginning that we are getting married.
What?
So there's going to be a week in there where y'all don't get none of this.
It's going to be about 2 weeks.
He going to be getting some of this. I got.
I like that. I like that. Come on. I like that energy. And I support it wholeheartedly.
So if you didn't get this from the first season, Russell and I are not actively engaging in coitus.
I'm such a dweeb. I gotta stop smiling. I'm so lame.
It's about to go down.
I'm not gonna hit the air horns. I'm being an adult this season. I hit the air horns. I want to.
Anyway, I think that's a good segment.
Yeah.
So where we're here to talk about today. So the first week of April, actually the second week of April, I think it would be. We will not be going live on Facebook. We're gonna make sure to drop a really great episode so that the buzz is going, so that when we come back, y'all have a lot to talk about. But we're going to be in wedded bliss and enjoying each other.
Honeymooning.
So today we want to talk about that. We want to talk about getting married.
That reminds me. I want to ask you. I want to ask you. Now, mind you, I know we've been doing a lot of work, right, on our marriage, like doing a work on marriage before the marriage, right? Is there anything that you're trepidatious about? Anything that you like?
No.
I like that.
I believe that we have literally talked about everything.
I'm tired of talking.
I'm sure there are things that are going to come up and like, I didn't think about it like that, but everything that has come to our minds, we have talked about.
If we ain't ready by now, then this point is just.
Yeah. I don't know what could come up.
That part. Okay. So what are you most excited about?
About getting married?
Yes.
I'm just ready to like officially do life together. I think that we had this period in our journey back when we were 16, 15 years old, and we talked about this very day. Like we talked about getting married. We talked about, you know, having kids. We're not doing that, but we have
Don't even
kids.
speak that.
Same difference. They're just a little older.
There you go. All right.
But we talked about just like living life together and what that would be like. And I'm ready to see like what I dreamed of in my head. If 100%. It's that, I think it's going to be so much better than that. So I'm ready to walk in that and live in that fully. I think we get little pieces and parts of it. But I'm ready for the full Monty.
It's going to be different. I don't want to get super.
Your wife.
I'm with that.
Your ball and chain.
I don't like that expression. I don't like the way that felt. Don't chain me. Don't ball me either. I don't like it. I like that.
What are you excited about?
Sex.
Yeah, I knew that.
No, I'm joking. I want to give the shallow apparent answer. I mean, I'm not lying. Like,
obviously,
it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a great time. You feel me? But that's corny. I cannot echo the same sentiments. Although I wholeheartedly agree. Like, I can't wait to like fully. I can't wait for our relationship to reflect what I feel about you. Like at this point, how I think of you, how I approach our relationship is so much more than just my girlfriend. Yeah. And I can't wait for me to like be able to just.
I'm not your girlfriend. I'm your fiance.
It's bigger than that.
You know what I'm saying?
It's bigger than that. You like my whole soul.
Respect on my name.
All right. Okay. Calm down. Nah, but I want to flex. Oh, I can't wait to be like, let me check with my wife. I'm a my wife people to death.
We're going to time out right there. If you're listening and you're in our circle, or maybe not in our circle, but want to like approach us about business or something like that. And he says, I don't know, let me check with my wife. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't have the courage to tell you. He doesn't like to be mean to people. So he's going to use me.
I'm going to send you. Yeah, I think we got something going on.
If you ever get that response, I'm just gonna expose him. Y'all need to.
No, don't do that. Don't do it because there's legitimately like you're the person who knows schedule. You know me. I don't be.
It's very
I
true.
put stuff in my calendar. Don't even look at it. So there's going to be a lot of legitimate times where I'm gonna say, "Yo, let me check with Brady, make sure we don't got nothing going on." And I don't mean that I don't want to do it, but I really need you to check.
Nine
times out of 10. That's what it is. But you might be the one where it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
But nah, I'm a my wife people to death. Yo, I said the same to my wife. You know, listen, man, it's like I tell my wife all the time. You never know. I'm going to my wife people to death. My fiance people.
Oh, Lord.
Wait till this
First of all, that's too complicated to say. I just be like, Russell, listen.
Nah, you know, but people who don't know you, I talk about you, people who don't know you, I be at work like, man, you know, me and my fiance was just talking about that. I'm with it. I can't wait.
Ew. No, it's
don't
cute.
Judge me. I'm with it.
It's cute.
Well, my wife people to death. And I want a ring too. I feel like I want to I feel like people need to know. Like when they look at me, they need to know what it is. Like when I go to the grocery store, don't make eye contact with me. Like, look, check this out.
Nobody's checking you out.
That's a lie. That's a lie. It's a lie. No, I need to know this. When you go to like restaurants and stuff, and they, hey honey, do you like? There's like a certain woman that just does that. But then there's that one that's like, nah, you honey and sweetie and a little bit too much.
Okay, so now I got to check the girl at Applebee's.
Yeah, it's not Applebee's. It's the PS Smart, the gas station, the Citgo on West Ave. You need to check her.
All right, got you.
Yeah.
Locked in.
No, but that's what I'm excited about. I really can't wait for that.
Yeah. So what are you least excited about?
I'm least excited about the reduction of personal space.
That's right.
You know, in my days of bachelorhood, you know, my it wasn't until after my divorce until I lived by myself for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
I've always had a roommate. I've always been with somebody. So that was my first time. And as much as I love being around people and I love people, I really grew accustomed to like some days just come home and I'm just alone in a quiet home.
You know, I've never had that. I've never lived alone. It's like, it's my life now. Guess what? It sucks. No. I live with my mom, and then I moved in with the roommate, and then I had a baby. So like, I've never lived on my own. Yeah. Which is why I treasure my personal space so much. So I'm actually going to say the same thing. Like
Yeah.
I know on last season we had this whole big hoopla about going to a hotel
That
for
was
the
that
night.
was a live recap.
But for me, it is there are moments where there's no kids home and I can just be.
Mm-hmm.
And before we started dating, like my phone wasn't active. Like I was very antisocial.
That's cap.
No,
I don't believe
it's
it.
so true.
I don't believe it.
I was so antisocial after my divorce. Like I had a select group of friends from church that we talked at church. You know, we would text back and forth here and there, but nobody bothered me. Like I don't know, all of a sudden that like we're in a relationship, like people are drawn to this thing. So I have my circle has expanded, which is not a complaint because I love it.
Yeah.
I've stepped out more because I think one of the benefits of being in a relationship with you is that you encourage me and push me to go and to grow. And those things are happening. So it's like always something going on now. And then when I am just chilling, you like, babe, what you doing?
Oh yeah.
How was your day?
If don't nobody else bother you, I'm gonna bother you. I become excited to see you. Like,
you miss me? Yeah. I be like, bro, you just walked out the door to go to work.
Miss me. I'm on you. I don't know if you noticed when I got to your house after work, and I was like, I sat so close to you, and I caught it. I was like, man, this is really intrusive. She looked like you was reading something. You was reading a book, but I practically it was like on your hip.
That's you though. I've grown accustomed to that's just you. Like you tried to disguise it. Like why you on my side of the couch? Like first of all, we don't have a side. Scoot over and be over there.
That's a lie. I have a side now. I have a side.
So then that's another thing. Like
I have a side. That's my side of the couch.
You have started claiming things in my home that I'm realizing will eventually be our home.
I just don't know what to tell you. I just know what to tell you.
You know, Russell's one of them ones, like he done already started moving in before he like moved in. So like he started leaving stuff and I'm like, oh, it's happening.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
He's doing that thing. We're like,
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It's official.
He got a toothbrush.
Yeah.
There's a couple shirts in the corner. Like
more than a couple. Don't do that. Don't do that. I got half my wardrobe in a pile. Don't do that.
Or you'd be like, oh no, I just need to come over and grab something real quick and then leave something else. Yeah.
I just don't know what to tell you. I don't.
You know, I think that I'm okay. I know
You're
that
good?
I'm okay with it.
Okay, that's what
I'm just saying, like, it happened a little quicker than I was expected to. And I think you put the okie doke on me. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Look, I'm gonna bless you.
You already do.
Come on. See?
It's a beautiful, that's why we're getting married. Like, if it was just like, this dude, like, we would not be here right now.
I hope it don't come to that. We was just talking about that last night. I came over after work and I saw it and I just smiled. I was like, yo, I really just like coming home to you
That's
after
what you
work.
called it, home.
I like coming home to you after work. And I was just cheesing. And she was like, well, I hope you wouldn't be like, oh. But low key, I know a lot of dudes
There are people
who after work, like they take a hard deep breath before they go to the door, like, oh Lord,
here we go again.
they go to the door like, I know. I pray that it is never like that. I pray there'll never be that I don't come into the house and I'm just like exasperated by seeing like, oh Lord.
Here she is on the couch, taking up space. Nah.
She over there breathing. You're breathing all hard.
What's that? Over there eating chicken.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, we do this. We have these little inside jokes, inside conversations.
This how you know we be on TikTok
Welcome.
too much.
Welcome to the madness.
That part.
So let's talk about the wedding.
Yes.
I think that because of who we are, who we are becoming, that people automatically assume that this was going to be this grand event. I mean, literally all through the Facebook Live when we were doing it, I went back and read the comments like, I know I'm going to be invited to the wedding. Can I be a flower girl? Can I sing?
And hold up. Before What They Never Told Us was even a thing. True. When we was just going live on social media, just having conversations, there are people in the comments like, I know I better get an invite to the wedding. I'm like, what? First of all,
we're not
y'all
even
calm down. We ain't even engaged. But I think that's just a natural thing that happens, right? Like when you share a lot of your life, and, you know what I'm saying? You're
people
really open.
And
people buy in and they feel a part of it. And it's a gift in much more than it is a curse, right? Like,
oh yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm
That's
not
what
complaining about it at all. It was actually funny the amount of people
Yeah.
who were like, I know I'm going to be invited to the wedding, and I think for a split second we felt this pressure to then do something, where we could invite everybody, or at least not everybody, but most of the people.
Yeah, our list kept getting bigger, and bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
and
we sat down and we said, like, what? Okay, first of all, we don't got no money, so let's talk about.
That's not funny. Why are we laughing? That ain't funny.
Because we already know that while we don't have it right now,
it's on the way.
It's on the way.
It's on the way.
Anyways, so we said, let's realistically talk about like what we can and cannot do. And we started to go down the list of like, well, if we do this, then we got to do that. And if we do that, then we got to do this. And
it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I think it started to become more about pleasing everyone and meeting this expectation, because we are now these personalities, right, that kind of have a standard to uphold. This is the second marriage for both of us, so we know how expensive weddings can be.
And let's say this, we early in our relationship, when we first started exploring the concept of us getting married, we both said we didn't want a big wedding.
Absolutely.
It was nothing that we wanted.
Yeah.
So then when we started trying to keep in mind everybody, and
the comments just kept coming
in, and we're like, you know what, like, we care about our circle. We care about y'all, and the people that like are engaged with us, and the people that like really have bought in and really believe in not just this brand, but our relationship. They believe in us.
Right.
Like, there's a part of me that was like, I want to share that with people. But I think something that we both felt deep in our hearts was like, yo, you know what? Like, the way we see this thing going, and like the way we see it moving, we're going to have to share so much of us with everybody. This is one thing that should just be us. Like, we should enter into this thing with me and you, because regardless of what happens with us, regardless if no one ever listens to this again, or if 1 million people listen to it, it's still got to be us at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So we should go into this union with that. And I think it was I can't speak for you, but for me, when we finalized that decision, it was like a weight just came off my shoulders.
So we're kind of dancing around it, but the decision was
we didn't say
that
it yet.
No.
They get it. They know where we're going.
We are not having a wedding. We're not like eloping or going to the courthouse, but we're just having what has been affectionately termed a say and sign.
Yeah.
So I think of the ceremony that you would have at the courthouse, but in a church setting. So we are inviting our immediate families. We are saying our vows. We're signing our papers, and that's it. And
y'all not even gonna get no food. Y'all can meet us at a restaurant. We get out to eat.
I think that we haven't decided that yet.
Okay.
But anyways,
all right.
I think that with this being our second marriages and doing something so grand the first time, and learning really that really has no reflection on your marriage. You can have the biggest, most baddest, expensive wedding, and your marriage is trash. Like, I would rather, and I told him this. I looked at it. I'm like, man, all that money that we spent on our first weddings was like a waste.
Yeah.
Like, and I wanted something where I could look back and say, you know what? I didn't try to please anybody in that.
Yeah.
The focus of this ceremony is God and us.
Yeah, and we're not shading nobody who, like, if you want
absolutely.
the big celebration, because I ain't gonna lie, there was a
more
part of
importantly,
me.
if you can afford it.
If you can afford it, right? Like, ain't no shade. And look, even if you can't, right? But you find a way to get your vision to come to fruition. You might cut some corners, like, oh, I got a cousin that's a baker. She could come some prices, or like, however, that day is about what you want, right? So within your means, do what you want to do. We're not shaming anybody for how they move. We're just saying that day should be about what you want, and don't let that outside pressure like really make you bend and make that day about something other than what it's really supposed to be, which is two becoming one. And however you envision that happening, because there's a part of me that want to turn up. I told her, I was like, yo, I want a party, like,
and I still think we both want that.
Yes, it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming. We're gonna do something.
We still both want a celebration of our union with everybody. But right now, where we are, and the fact that we do share so much of our lives with people, it felt like the right thing to do. It felt like we've invested so much in loving out loud and sharing our feelings and being open and honest and transparent that like it really felt like this was a moment just like the engagement. Yeah. Like where you were just talking to me. I literally, when our family came up, my face was like it's people here, because I was so wrapped up in that moment that I, like, people say this, but I literally felt like the only girl in the world. And that's what I want to feel like on our wedding day. Like, I just want it to be us, and then I want to get away, and I want to do the things that married people do. And if we dancing the night away and all that, it's just the delaying of the inevitable.
Dancing. All right.
But we're going to come back to that.
You stupid.
We're going to come back to that in about a year.
All right.
What we've talked about is on our 1-year anniversary, celebrating with everybody, doing some type of big shindig where not just our extended family, but like our friends and our new friends and our new acquired family can really come out and see how we do it. Because first of all, we are reserved people. I think both of us, y'all see us as these boisterous personalities and we cut up and joke, but in our home lives, like we're pretty chill. Unless there are kids around, then Russell gets like crazy.
Turn up, it's a party.
Reverts to his Peter Pan thing. But
we're gonna come back to that.
Come on, let's do it. When we get together and we're out, like it's a whole vibe. Like whether it's just us, or if it's us and 100 people, like there's something turn up about us together. And we want to share that with y'all. Like we want to party, we want to act up, but this moment right here is just not about that.
100%.
For us.
100%. So for those of you guys who listen, who are in our circle, you know, we ask for your understanding, all that. Y'all know it's all love. We let y'all in on everything. And look, if you do want to be a part, $ what they never told us, Cashapp, please. You pour into Now, yo, I want to ask you something.
Yes.
And it's completely off subject, so forgive me. Did you have more you wanted to give?
Table.
You can't just say that because the people who listen to the audio have no idea what you're talking about.
They know you shaking the table.
They just say you shaking the table. If you listen to the audio, there's a table we got now, and I shook it. Anyways, I wanted to ask you, what makes you attracted to me? We've been together for so long. Like I've known you.
Been together for so long.
Our relationship started when we were like kids.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what made you attracted to me in our like adult age?
So a couple things, but when we were 16, I affectionately termed you my Badu. Mm-hmm. And at the time, Brown Sugar was out, Erykah Badu's song called Love of My Life. And at 16, you feel like you don't know what that means. Adults tell you don't know what that means. Y'all don't know what love is. My mama said that about you. You don't know what love is. You wrong, mama.
Hey,
Miss Davis.
You was wrong, low-key.
But at that age, I could not identify what it was. Like, yeah, you were cute, you were tall, you're a football player, but like all that just makes you a good boyfriend to a teenager. But I knew in my heart, like, there's something different here. The fact that we spent 20 plus years apart, we had grown up and really evolved into two completely different people.
Yeah.
Children, exes, life circumstances. The moment I got a chance to talk to you, I felt the exact same thing.
That's wild.
And that's what attracted me to you.
It's kind of like an unspoken, like,
that it's like a spirit thing. Like,
it's weird.
It's a soul, a spirit thing. It's something that you can't really put into words, like what it is. But when someone says my soul is attracted to you, like that's what that is. Like I don't care what you look like, what you sound like none of that. Like I am attracted to your being.
That's deep.
It is like, but it's so real, right?
I know it's real. I'm trying to lighten it up, but yeah,
so real because there may be like if Brandi at 30 was like, I'm gonna paint a picture of the perfect man for me. I'm gonna be honest, it don't look like you. Like, not just physical. Listen, y'all know I don't know no other way to be.
Oh, Lord.
But it would have been so wrong for me. It would have been so wrong for me. Listen, what I needed was my soul to speak up and say, that's your husband. And it took, 2 weeks? For me to be like, you need to get a new car because we got a big family. Listen. I love everything about you. Every single thing about you.
Yeah.
And I've learned now that when I think with my head and what I want, it's always going to end up trash because I don't know what's good for me. But when I listen to my soul, when I listen to God and the Holy Spirit and the unctions that I know that I feel, the stuff that I know concretely is real and has never led me astray, it's always going to lead me to you. I knew it back then, and now I know it now.
I don't know how to follow that up.
You can't.
I was really trying to like keep it. It was at the mic drop.
Yes.
I was really trying to keep it light, and you keep going deep. So I don't even know. So
you asked me what attracted me to you.
I thought you was gonna say
your personality. You're not that great. Like, no, just
yo, what's up with you today, yo? Like, what is up with you today?
I'm just trying to keep it light. What you saying?
No, I'm trying to keep it.
Same question. Then don't go deep. Tell me the surface stuff.
Well, okay, but it's just surface stuff. Like when we reconnected, and I remember we had talked on the phone twice before we met in person.
Yes.
I think those 2 nights we stayed up on the phone all night, like
then texting all day,
like, and I remember being so like drawn in, like, yo, this is crazy. And I remember really wondering if it would translate to when I saw you in person. And it was, I don't know what the word is for it. And it was a few things like into one. Number one, the first thing that was apparent to me was like, you were a grown woman now. You know what I mean? The version of you that I knew.
Period.
Was very different. You were so intelligent, like talking to you, the words that you use in regular conversation. Like, who talks like this? Like don't say amalgamation to me again. Like who talks like this? But I found that very attractive. When we were talking at the park, and I don't know, I just sitting there having conversation on hours outside at a park in the middle of the summer, being so engaged, and feeling that I had in high school again, like that. I think in my mind I just registered as like a version of love that exists, like
love.
Yeah, when you're younger, like it's not a realistic version of what so for me to experience that as a grown man was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. I ain't seen this woman in 2 decades. 2 decades. And for me to talk to her on the phone 2 nights in a row, text all day, and then come to this park and have such a visceral response was like mind blowing. It really was. So I was intrigued to say the least. To say the least. I think I
have
felt
that effect on people.
I think I felt things, but I was definitely too scared to admit what I felt though.
It's not true. You got home and you literally said, I love you.
Not to you.
It was the next day. You said, I was eating a cake because I brought him a piece of cake. I bake, if you don't know. And you're like, I literally was eating a cake and was like,
I said it out loud in the kitchen. She made me a cake, and I
didn't make you a cake.
Well,
I just bought you a piece.
She baked a cake for a friend's birthday, and she came to meet me afterwards at the park, and she brought me a slice of the cake. Now, mind you, up until this point, like I think I had tried. She had made like a key lime pie that I had, but I just had an amazing night. Right, I'm on cloud 10. I'm floating. I literally floated in my apartment, and I'm standing up in the kitchen, and I'm looking at something for myself. I was like, I literally ate. I bit the cake, and my eyes closed involuntarily, and I went, "I love you," and I laughed because I was like, "Yo, this is so stupid." Yeah. I know there's a whole bunch of fat jokes coming to people's heads. Oh, of course you did. You like, that's what hooked you. Nah, but there was a lot of things I felt that I was scared to say. Like even when I brought that up to you, like I said that I was like joking, like tell me why. Like, but that night was heavy.
It was real.
That night changed our life.
It did.
Yeah.
I think that in your head, when things happen that fast, you will try to tell yourselves all the reasons why it can't work.
Yeah.
And for months, I did that. Like I stayed engaged with him. We stayed talking on the phone. We stayed doing the car pull-ups. We did all of that. But in my head, I was like, yo, this cannot be real life. Like there's no way that it's happening like this.
Looking for the hammer to fall.
Yeah, I was like, all right, something wrong with him. Like obviously something's wrong with him. And I think that not that he's perfect because he's not, and neither am I.
I'm close.
But
though.
Anyways, we're perfect for each other in all the ways that sounds so generic and so crazy, but everything that about him that I would in a normal situation be like, no, like I understand why he's like that. And it's because we took the time to really go deep and really have those conversations that like, even the quirky stuff, I'm like, well, that I just love him. Like, I can deal with that. Yeah, there are things that get on my nerves. Like we talked about the voices. Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. Even still, there are moments where I anticipate the voices and I think that you're trying to curb that. And I'm like, he could have done a clearly cool British accent right then. Because even the stuff that drives me crazy about you, like it drives me crazy about you. Like it's the reason why I love you. I've never met anybody like you. And the uniqueness, all of that attracts me. So that's why I'm ready. I'm like, come on, April. Like,
exactly. I love you too. Seriously, okay, what are you doing?
That's it.
I love you so much. That's it.
That's enough. Don't put too much on it. Don't put too much on it. Okay. Like,
I thought I had a green light. I've been suppressing it for months.
Don't put too much on
it. All right.
Thought the gate was open. So we talked about our marriage. We're not even gonna talk about the honeymoon until afterwards.
How much detail we giving about the honeymoon?
Not that much.
Play?
They already know like what our plans are.
I need you to come back and tell them it's bomb.
I'll come back and give a fair assessment.
All right.
But you can't be telling all your secrets because then the people be starting to want it. Like,
okay. I'm with you.
Gotta
You're
keep
right.
it in the
Gotta
tuck.
be tasteful.
I'm gonna be like, it was trash.
Don't do that though. I mean, wait a minute. We don't want to sell false. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do that.
We can talk a little bit about it. We have on the schedule Sex Episode Part 2.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a good place if we can strategically schedule them to right after the honeymoon.
Okay.
Talk about sex because then we won't. I mean, we still are not going to like talk about it like it's a Zane novel or anything. Like we're still gonna be tactful.
They know this is the same podcast. You can't come here with that foolishness.
We're still gonna be tactful, but and we have to understand that not everybody that's listening to us is married.
Yeah.
So like it's a difference, and I don't know where y'all at in y'all cycle of
Definitely
singleness.
have some grown up conversation about sex. I don't think
we need to.
The only place like we hear it from platforms like this are the platforms that are like
just hanging out there. They loose.
Lip service. You know what I'm saying? Like them podcasts that are just about the, the adventurous side of it. But there's a way to talk about it in a way that like, encourages and fosters like healthy dialogue, about it. So,
and I think more than anything for me, like, obviously we have to build a track record of what married sex looks like. But for me, I want to kind of change my perception of married sex. Like, and not no shade or nothing like that going on, but I'm just gonna say I need to change my perception of married sex.
Put a pin in that. I want to know what you mean. We'll say that for the episode.
Yeah,
because I don't know what you're talking about. But I'm with you.
I'm gonna talk about it right now because single sex is kind of fun, right?
Wait a minute, hold on, wait a second. No, pause. We got to do a whole episode about this.
I'm ready to talk about it.
Pause.
Fine.
I got you.
On this episode, we will talk about the difference between, if there is a difference between single sex, I think divorce sex, and married sex.
Ooh, I don't even, so I like where you going with this. I didn't know what Sex Episode Part 2 was going to give up, but I'm with it.
That's what it's about the game.
Okay, I'm with it. I know we about to get out of here. I wanted to say, because we're also going to do an episode about kind of like the work we've been doing. And I know we kind of touched on like we've been working on our marriage before our marriage, but we've been leaning in quite heavily into marriage counseling, right?
The accelerated version. Like we didn't want a long engagement, and you already know how excited I am for this woman to be my wife. So we didn't want a long engagement. So because of that, we want to make sure that there was no stone unturned. We talk about relationships all the time. I mean, like it's a whole podcast, but you need that ear, you need that other perspective. You need people who like hear a conversation. Well, hold on, wait, what did you mean by that? Or hold on, wait, Brandy's saying this or that. So, case in point, literally before we filmed this episode, we had marriage counseling. Yeah, it's rough.
It's not rough. No, it's
really
really amazing.
It's not rough in the fact that like it's hard. It's not bad. I don't mean rough like it's bad. Yeah. But it is rough on dealing with feelings and emotions and turning stones over.
It's putting a fine tooth comb through your hair. Like it's gonna make it look good, but boy, when you catch that nap. You feel that thing. Yeah. Oh, okay, all right.
It's a little kitchen. We in the kitchen right now.
They caught a couple of them today, and I was like, whoo, okay. But man, when I tell you, like, anything that you care about, right, is worth the work that you put into.
100%.
I did this. I'm a part of this like development group, right? And it's about just coaching and like kind of like fine-tooth combing your life, right? And seeing areas where you can grow, right? In your spiritual walk, your emotional intelligence, all that stuff. Anyways. So he was like, yo, write down your values, right? And everybody kind of has an idea or what they think their values are. He was like, God, family, finances, health. And then they're like, okay, write down your day, right? So right now I go to work, I do this, do that, eat dinner, this is what I ate, blah, 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 blah. And then he was like, okay, now look at your day and then measure your values with your day. So it's like, okay, you say God is your number one value, but there's nothing in your day where you're spending time with God or doing anything that has anything to do with God. You say family, but what have you done to contribute to your family, right? Yeah. Like, I know what you want to believe are your values, but if you really want to see what it is you value, look at where your time is and your energy is. Yeah. Where your time and your energy is, that's where your heart is at.
And your money.
That part, right? So I'm saying all that to say, like, because I think we both equally value this relationship, I clearly can see how much time we're putting into it, how much energy we're putting into it, because after experiencing what divorce is like, we both like, yo, ain't no way. Like, we're not
the slums.
We're not doing that again, and we're definitely not doing that to one another and with one another.
Yeah.
We value this too much. So
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are doing intense marriage counseling. There will be this topic will be sprinkled over several episodes. So right now we don't worship together. So we're doing marriage counseling with his pastor and first lady, and we're doing marriage counseling with my pastor and first
Hence
lady.
why I was crying before this episode when she got that out, because her first lady just punched me in my gut.
In a good way.
In a great way. Like
Yeah.
just saying things that you need to hear. And if y'all follow this podcast, like, y'all already know, like I'm my heart is like on my sleeve right now. So I wear my emotions out loud. So when she said something, it just resonated with me so hard. And I was like, wow, like, it's crazy when people can just like read you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't tell you this.
But no, she tapped in. She be getting downloads from the Holy Spirit.
Yo,
God be
hold
like,
up,
say
like,
that, say that.
like,
Getting right there.
like,
That's the one that's gonna bring the tears.
Don't see this in me. Like, there's clearly something I'm hiding from you.
The world.
From the world. Like I'm sitting here stewing in silence. Like, I didn't want to say that out loud. But it's those things that we are scared to say that oftentimes need the most response, right?
Yeah.
That need the most attention. So I thank God that like we went this route, right? Because I'm glad I didn't have to say it for it to be addressed, right? You know what I mean?
I think in on the opposite end with your pastor and first lady, it's so textbook that like there's no way you're going to miss something
In a
right?
good way. Yeah.
There's no like I think my pastor and first lady are very spiritual. They're very connected. Not that his isn't, don't get me wrong, but it's more like spirit led. It's more coming from a emotional internal place, but with your pastor and first lady, it's coming from look, these are habits and behaviors and patterns that have developed over experiences throughout your lifetime. Like we talk a lot about like what being married the first time, being divorced, and how that has shaped us as people. But the people that we are was shaped so long ago.
100%.
And that's what we're getting to with your pastor and first lady. Like all of those things that are downloaded into you and create the person that you turn out to be that you had no idea was in you.
We're going to get into it.
Baby.
Yeah. Because it's some stuff that was like, wow. Like, I knew this about me, but I didn't know where it came from.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, and we've talked about this in our last season, but a lot of us, our personalities become prisons, right? There's just this ingrained idea, like that's just who I am, right? But
I've always done that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of who we are is from somewhere. You know, it's from what you saw, what you observed, the environment you came into. And we'll get into that because there was stuff that we clearly saw, like, man, things about me that I didn't know bothered her or why it bothered her in the way that it did. And then I'm sitting here like, okay, I know where this came from. I know why I think like this, why I move like this, why this is a habit. And then it's like, okay, I know why that vexes you now because we'll get into it. It's literally these premarital counselings have been mind-blowing, mindset shifting. I'm so glad we did it this way.
So just to say the very least, we highly recommend marriage counseling.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be necessarily for people who are just like engaged and getting married. Like if you're already married, even if you're not having any problems, like we have decided that it may not be like a regularly scheduled every Tuesday, but having counseling as a resource for us when we are married long term is something that we both want because we see such a value in it. I hope that you all get great revelation and great information from us, but we are no experts. I think maybe one day, you know what I'm saying, we might have a little like whole like marriage ministry. Who knows?
Who knows? We'll see.
But right now we just two people who are experiencing real life together, and we're growing and we're learning and we're sharing that with you. But when it comes to your relationship and what you're going to do with that, you need to get with people that you know and that you trust and who know your heart and who will tell you the truth no matter what. So that you can get to the root of everything that will hinder you from having a positive, productive, God-fearing marriage. That's what we're doing. We're doing it double because I told y'all before, this is the year of double. So we're doing it double time.
Yeah.
And the revelation and the blessings in it has been so amazing. So we can't wait to share with y'all all that we have done.
It's gonna be dope.
All that we're going to do, all that we're bringing to y'all. We hope that y'all love our new setup.
Come on.
That y'all can get real used to this. It's a vibe.
We need feedback too. Let us know. Let us know, is it giving what it's supposed to give? Let us know something.
Yeah, if y'all don't like it, don't tell me.
just tell me.
I ain't the right one.
Just tell me.
Because I'm going to be like, I don't like you. No,
all right.
Joking.
Calm down. Now, we excited. The season's going to be really dope. Tomorrow night, we will be live.
Our first live.
First live.
Y'all, we going to cut at.
When we cut up. We can't wait to talk to y'all. Can't wait to chop it up with y'all. We have missed y'all. So we will be back on Facebook and on YouTube live 8:30-ish tomorrow.
Can I say something?
Please.
I don't want to step on your outro, but I don't want to leave this episode without giving a huge shout out to everybody that has invested in this podcast.
They get hand claps.
Y'all get hand claps. Y'all get what's them horns?
That was your air horn? No, that's not
Anyways,
it, babe.
Thank you so much.
Yo, for real.
We are bragging about the setup. None of it would have been possible without the people who have poured into us. And yes, the monetary stuff is great. Like we're sitting in chairs and we have new lights, all that were purchased because people believe in what we're doing. Yeah. But we also had to invest some personal resources into this. And if it wasn't for the encouragement to keep going, to do what we do, 100%. Telling us how effective it is for y'all, we would not have decided to take our own personal money and pour it into it. So those two things combined have allowed us to step our game up. We're elevating. You know what I'm saying? We've taken it to a new level.
The mission's pulling us, y'all, for real, for real.
Y'all have been showing out for us. Yeah. To the people who work hard in the middle of a panoramium and come in and still say that y'all a Panera Express, Panda Express. What is it called?
Baby.
In the middle of a Paneric, not Paneric, a Panetic.
You're doing this on purpose.
Whatever it is.
And I hate it.
Whatever this Panetic is right now.
Okay.
Whatever is happening in the earth, people are being affected financially, emotionally, physically, and y'all still find time and resources to pour into us. And we cannot say thank you enough.
Yeah, and it's a couple of y'all that showed out. I wish I could call y'all by name, but I'm not going to do that. But just know, you know who you are.
Yes, and hopefully 100%. Y'all felt that personal thank you and appreciation.
There's been people who, through this platform, I have legitimately made real life relationships with, friendships with, like people I've never had a conversation with before this started. Yeah. But people who have engaged with us, built with us through this community that I'm talking to you guys about. And it's y'all, man, monetarily and also just encouragement wise, like the people that thought enough to like go to Apple Podcasts and write a review. Spotify, you can do reviews now too, and rate the podcast, like little stuff like that. Stuff that, like, yo, I let my class listen to it. Like when I'm going through on my school day, like I'm playing it out loud. I'm like, yo, that's amazing, yo. Like,
and there are certain people who just make it a habit of sharing, liking, leaving a comment. Like all of that matters, and all of that is appreciated. Even if you never give $1, because we're not asking y'all for money. Let's just make that clear.
I am. Please send money. $ what they never told us is down here. She's not.
I'm not asking y'all for money.
I'm asking
if y'all give money,
all this stuff called, look, we invest in a lot in this. Y'all come here watch every week and they no, just play it. Kind of.
It's a joke. But it is so appreciated because we know you don't have to. Yeah. And like Russell said before, like you know where your value is by where you spend your time and where you spend your money, where you put them coins at. Because I work hard for mine, so I'm not giving it to nobody that I don't care about. So just know, for those of y'all who have given, we thank you. We appreciate you. We pray for you fervently. Do 100%. You hear me? Like calling you out in the middle of the day.
For real.
Text them. Something wrong. Text them. Because God done put him on my heart.
Brandi be having little six cents. I'm like, okay, I'll hit him up, yo.
We love y'all. We 100%. Appreciate y'all. Yep. And not more than we love y'all, but also we love. And
y'all should love too.
And we out.
We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Bye.